Hello, my name is Ray. This is part 1 of a series of videos I'm going to do on how to make your own JavaScript console game. This is what the code will look like after we're done this lesson today. So let me demonstrate it. So, yes. Hello. Hi. Yep, so there are also other ways to do it. Like, for example, to play no. Then it just stops because you said no. Or you can also, yes. So here, if you're not saying hi, hey, or hello, well, let me show you. Yep, and then you have to either say hi, hey, or hello, or it'll go again and again and again and again and again. Yep. So, yep, that's the end of that. First, let me teach you how to open the console. So you press the control button, the shift button, and I. Control, shift, I, and then, well, it usually opens up first to the elements, then you just click the console and, yep, the console's open. Yay. There are 3 ways to output to the screen from the console. So one of them is confirm. Confirm. So you can type whatever you want in there. It has to be inside quotes if you want it to not produce an error. So you can do that. I will show you in the console. So it will print out the stuff that you wrote. You can either press OK or cancel. There's also alert. Which gives you an alert. You can only press OK. The last one is prompt. So with prompt, you get something slightly different from the others. You get to type in your own stuff. So you can type in really whatever in there. Yep. So yep, those are the 3 main types of output. Now let's talk about the if condition. So the if condition is well, if statement actually. The if statement looks like this. So you can there's a condition in there. For example, you can do if 1 equals 2. It's double equals because 1 equals means well, you assign 2 to 1. If yeah, I'll explain that later. So this, if it evaluates to true, if it's true, then it will then the program will go in here. If it's not true, then it will just skip everything inside there. So if we paste this code into, oh yeah, so I like to just put it all on one line for this, so it's more compact, but you can also just leave it like this. So paste it into the console. It doesn't give you an alert because 1 is not 2, as you probably know. I'm not sure if you know that. I don't know. So if you make it something that is true, for example, 1 equals 1, then you can, then it will go. So yeah. So now I'll be talking to you about else conditions. Well, else statements. So an else statement comes after an if statement, and the stuff inside it evaluates if the stuff in the if condition does not evaluate. So for example, so if this is not true, then the else will evaluate. So paste that in. So since 1 does not equal 2, it returned else. It went into the else, and the else got, and yeah, printed else. So you can also put alert. So you can also put prompts in there. So for example, you can do prompt something like that, and yes. I don't know, you just put something in here. So for this, it would evaluate like this. So it would ask you if you are a human from this prompt. Then if you answer yes, then it'll return okay. If you say no or anything else, it will just return question mark, question mark, question mark. So yes returns okay. You do it again and you don't say yes, it'll return the stuff in the else. Now I will be talking about variables. So variables, you probably know them from math class at school, probably. So in code, a variable is basically a container for data. So in JavaScript, which is the language that I'm using right now for the console game, you define variables by writing var, var, and then the name of the variable. You can just choose whatever name you want for the variable name. Well, almost any name, but just usually you should just stick to text. So then you can put a number in there, or you can put a string, which is just like words and stuff, whatever. Or you can put a boolean. A boolean is just true or false. So you can put them in if conditions. So if variable equals true. This has a double equals because it checks if variable is true. This means variable, that means variable true is contained inside of the variable, basically, and this is, as I said, if variable is true. So if the variable is true, then you can just do stuff in there if you want. So alert true. For example, I will run this example, and yeah, it returns true because the variable is true. You can also set a variable to be stuff you get from a prompt. So if you type true in there, it returns true because the variable is the string true. If you don't write true, if you write false, it won't continue because it's an if condition and it checks if it's true. A for loop loops through some code inside it some number of times. It's basically what a for loop is. I will show you how to write one. For, it needs a variable inside it to count how many times it has gone through. So var variable I, usually it's I for loops, but it can be something else. For var I equals 0. You can start at 0 or some other number, usually 0 though. I is smaller than 10. That means as long as I is smaller than 10, you keep going through the loop. I plus plus, that means you add 1 to I every single time you go through the loop. So this will give the high alert every single for 10 times. Let me show you. Hi, okay. Hi. Yep. That's basically what a for loop is. So now it's time to start actually writing the code for the game. So first, you need to write a prompt for if the player wants to actually play the game. So it will look like this. There's an equals because this is actually the expression for play. So this is true if the prompt is if the result for the prompt is yes, and it's false if it's not yes. So then you need to check if the player wants to play. If it's true, then well, it starts. This is this nice variable is because well, you'll see later. So a while loop, it's basically like a for loop, but it doesn't check how many times it's gone through or just a condition. Well, it checks just if a condition is true or not. So it checks, so this particular while loop will check if nice is false. As long as nice is false, it'll keep going through the loop. So var response equals opt. If the response is high, these two bars mean or. So if the response is hi or hello, then the program will print out this. And then it will make nice equal to true, so it'll escape from the while loop, or else it'll just keep going infinitely. But if the response is not hi or hello, then it will alert and it won't change the value of nice because it's still false. So after the while loop, well, we won't cover that in class today. We will cover that in the next class. So let me test this. So do you want to play? Yes. Hello. Hi. Let's start. But there's nothing there currently, so yeah. Okay, we can try this again. No. Then doesn't keep going. If you do yes and then don't respond with hi or hello, then it will respond with let's try that again but nicer, and yep, it'll keep going. So yeah, that's the end of the first lesson. See you again in the next lesson.